Hi everybody, I'm doing my last video for this class and I actually chose the final chapter that we just read through because relationships in the workplace seem to be a focus in my life. Between my volunteer work and my actual work, I'm involved in a lot of business organizations, and I've noticed a lot of different things about the different workplaces. And if there's anything that I've noticed that's predominant about the differing workplaces that I've been in, and the business where I work, I telecommute, and interpersonal communication, it's just not there. If I talk to somebody, I'm talking to them through an internal chat. I never talk to them face to face. If I can help it, I never go into the Williston office ever. I can't tell you the last time I went in. But I know my boss, and I know the owners, and they know me because I was in a management position at one time. So I don't really have the relationships with my peers in the workplace that other people probably do when they work in theirs. The few people that I do communicate closely with, one of them is my best friend. She works at the same business, and she actually works from home as well, so she telecommutes. So they put a computer in my home, her home. She's in St. Albans Bay, I'm in St. Albans City. We have friends who live in North Carolina who used to work in the same Williston office, and when they left the state, they gave them a computer. There's another girl who's in Pennsylvania. We had a girl in South Carolina at one time. We've had people in New York City. So we've had people all over the country log in to do the job that we're doing. It's not hard. It's really not a hard job. I've been doing it since 1995, and the biggest part of working in with the industry that I work in, which is customer service, what I've noticed has changed the most is how we can communicate with people. And because as we've grown, technology-wise, we're also able to do as I do and what my friends do and those people in other states. We telecommute in. When we were smaller and it was just a couple operators working in one little room, and the paging company was downstairs and we were upstairs, we were just yelling over cubicles to each other. Now I have everything that I do is within an internal chat. So I don't have, all of my peers in the workplace are all virtual peers. I never see anybody. I don't even know the last time I went to the Burlington office. It's been that long. The Williston office, excuse me. But there was one thing that was in this book. When I read it, it struck out because this happened in our workplace between some of the people who are at home. And the quote was, "Everything and anything you do on a company computer is considered company property, and you will be held accountable." Now, when they first put these computers in our homes, they didn't put any regulations on them. We were using the internet service from that we got ourselves. But the computers belong to them. They even have a sticker on them that say they belong to you. So when people got caught, because they would log in, they would PC anywhere into the computers, they'd find out what these operators were doing with the computers after hours, they put a kibosh into it. And people got upset because they didn't like the fact that Big Brother was looking in on them and figuring out what they were doing with these computers after hours. But I never used mine for any purpose other than work. I would turn it on and turn it off. At the end of the day, I'd do my job and I'd go home. I didn't want that stupid thing on any longer than it needed to be. I also didn't want the phone to ring to have them call me and ask me, "Hey, can you work?" But anyway, these operators who were getting caught using the computers for reasons that they weren't supposed to, they were pretty upset. And I don't understand. When it first happened, I laughed. And I laughed because I couldn't understand why they would be upset. They were using something that wasn't belonging to them for reasons that they sure weren't supposed to be. The computer was supposed to be used for one purpose only. It was a privilege to have it in your home. It wasn't a right. You didn't have the right to surf for music. You didn't have the right to use it to chat with friends. You were supposed to use it for work purposes. So when they got caught and there was this big to-do in my workplace, I just sat back and giggled because my computer wasn't one of the ones that got, busted. But now, anytime somebody tries to use, open up a website, which can be a pain in the butt at this point, if we have to search for something, for somebody who's on the phone, and you try to open up a web page, it'll say this site is restricted, and you go, oh God, now I gotta ask somebody who actually can do it to do it for me. And I'm not a cyber slacker, so I don't have another unit right next to me where I'll look up information, but I know there are people in the office that actually can. So when I read this chapter, it intrigued me because there was a lot of aspects that people don't think about in a normal workplace that I deal with right now, that has to do with virtual peers, that has to do with emailing and privacy and, all kinds of, what kind of peers you actually can have when you never see anybody in the workplace. So that's the chapter I picked. I hope you enjoy my video. Thank you very much.